If AI alignment cannot depend on control alone, then what does it need? This is where the conversation has to move deeper. Because alignment is often treated as a boundary problem. Put rules around the system. Prevent dangerous outputs. Block harmful actions. Restrict what the model is allowed to do. Again, those things matter, but they are not the whole picture. A system can have boundaries and still fail. It can be restricted and still drift. It can be compliant and still incoherent. It can follow instructions and still optimize for the wrong thing. So the real question is, what does alignment need beyond control? I think it needs at least 5 things: memory, feedback, constraint, governance, and symbiosis. Memory matters because an intelligent system needs continuity. Without memory, a system cannot reliably preserve lessons across time. It cannot remember why a decision was made. It cannot maintain a stable relationship with a user, a project, or a goal. It becomes reactive. Every moment becomes disconnected from the previous one. That is not alignment. That is short-term compliance. Feedback matters because no system can remain aligned if it cannot learn from consequences. If an AI system takes an action, observes a result, and continues forward, there has to be some way to evaluate whether that result moved the system closer to or farther from the intended purpose. Without feedback, the system may keep producing outputs that look intelligent but are not actually improving. It may sound coherent while drifting away from what matters. Constraint matters because intelligence without boundaries becomes unstable. A capable system needs limits, not just content filters, but structural constraints. What tools can it access? What actions require approval? What data is it allowed to use? What goals are out of bounds? What values cannot be traded away for efficiency? These constraints cannot be optional decorations. They have to be part of the operating architecture. Governance matters because alignment is not a one-time setting. You do not align a system once and then walk away. As systems become more agentic, alignment has to be monitored, corrected, audited, and updated. There need to be decision points. There need to be approval loops. There need to be records of what happened and why. There need to be ways for humans to intervene when the system moves outside its proper role. That is governance. And finally, alignment needs symbiosis. This is the part I think is often missing. If alignment is only about controlling AI, then the human and the system are positioned against each other. The human becomes the guardrail. The system becomes the risk. But that is not the only model. A better model is symbiotic alignment. That means the system is designed to support human flourishing, while humans remain responsible for shaping, correcting, and governing the system. It is not blind trust. It is not surrendering control. It is not pretending the system has human wisdom. It is a structured relationship. The AI extends human capability. The human provides purpose, judgment, accountability, and moral direction. That relationship has to be designed. It cannot be assumed. This is why alignment needs more than control. Control can restrict behavior, but memory gives the system continuity. Feedback gives it correction. Constraint gives it boundaries. Governance gives it accountability. And symbiosis gives it direction. When those pieces are missing, alignment collapses into a much smaller idea. It becomes a question of what the system is forbidden to do. But real alignment also has to ask what the system is for. What is it helping humans become more capable of doing? What responsibilities does it support? What harms does it avoid? What relationships does it strengthen? What forms of human judgment does it preserve? Those questions matter because the future of AI will not only be decided by raw intelligence. It will be decided by the structures surrounding that intelligence. A system does not become aligned simply because it is powerful. And it does not become aligned simply because it is controlled. It becomes aligned when its memory, feedback, constraints, governance, and purpose are designed to keep it oriented toward human flourishing over time. That is what AI alignment needs beyond control. And that is why the next step in the conversation is not just safer AI. It is symbiotic alignment.